Hello again, everybody. It's me, Marcus, and I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Pisces by Jinjer. Never heard anything from this band before, going in totally blind. So very excited, always excited to hear some new music. Now, I will say, I have heard the name Jinjer and Pisces before, and there's a reason for that. Being a music reviewer myself, I use that term very loosely because I've said before I'm very musically stupid. But I guess more accurately, being a music reaction guy, I also watch other music reaction people, and almost every single one of them has already done Jinjer Pisces. I'm kind of late on the train, but I will say I haven't heard the song before. I've seen I see so many times on YouTube Jinjer Pisces, Jinjer Pisces, Jinjer Pisces. Everybody's done this song. But like many of you, which I know, like many of you, I only watch reaction channels when they're reacting to music that I already know and like, and that just seems to be a thing that people do, and I'm as guilty of it as anybody. No one's gonna watch the band that no one's ever heard of. They want to see people react to the songs that they know and love already. So I can say I know of the band, I know of the song, I guess, because I've seen their name everywhere, because every reaction channel I know has done it. So I'm going to be just like them. But again, I've never heard the song because I only watch reactions when people are reacting to songs that I already know, which is weird. But at the same time, it's sort of comforting. It's like, oh, look, someone else is enjoying the song that I've loved for years. So I get that. I get that aspect of it. So I guess why I'm saying this is because every time I do a popular song on the channel, inevitably someone in the comments ugh, everybody does this song, or man, every reaction channel, you're just like every reaction channel. So I'm prefacing by saying, yes, I know I'm just like every reaction channel, but the thing is, I work entirely off of requests. So if I'm like other reaction channels, it's because people request the music, and I'm happy to oblige. So anyway, I'll stop defending myself needlessly, and instead we'll listen to the song. This is Jinjer Pisces. This is a live version, by the way, because that was the specific request. The person who requested this song said Jinjer Pisces live. So here we are. All right, let's start.
Shivering inside today, I'll be a friend of mine who swallows suffering with smile. I drew a different reality with unconditional loyalty. Ego heart, they can be because I'm
Hey. Oh, fuck.
Virgin innocence, 1 billion brings life without the wrath for death. Scared armor release. Virgin innocence, 1 billion brings life without the wrath for death. his life to the underworld. Make me flash and render into Christ.
Voices swimming through the river, hold the life against the stream.
Searching for the room to catch on and see the sun beam.
Don't suffocate in painful tortures, long-cutting tables of callous men, wandering on a phantom pleasures. Emeralds are whipped away, emeralds are whipped away, emeralds are whipped away, emeralds are whipped away.
Holy fuck. Holy shit. That's not what I was expecting. I feel like, okay, let me back up. Haven't used this phrase in a while. I want to bring it back. I didn't know what to expect, but it wasn't that. But I liked it. I haven't used that phrase in a long time. I don't remember when I started using that phrase. There was some artist I reacted to and it was my first time listening to that artist. And yeah, they just like blew me away, and I wasn't expecting it at all. But I was also going in with no expectations because I had never heard the band before, so I was just kind of like, I didn't know what to expect, but it wasn't that. But I liked it. That was really cool. I liked the heaviness of it. You know, anybody who's been with the channel for a while knows I'm a fan of heavy music. And at first I was like, oh man, this song is just beautiful. The guitar is gorgeous. I mean, don't get me wrong, the song was great. But I was just like, the song is beautiful. This guitar is beautiful. Like, her voice is silky smooth. I love it. And then they just kick me in the face with just this heaviness. And like, I'm still not like, part of me is like, yeah, that was her doing the screaming. But the other part of me is like, no, there's no way. Because it just sounded, like she went from this sort of just, again, smooth, silky voice to just this like, super like guttural screaming voice where and then like there was that part where she towards the end where she's like screaming and then just immediately jumps into this smooth note that she holds on to, and I was like, holy shit, like that, so seamless. I mean, I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it this basically live happening right here, right? Like, holy crap. That was intense. That was incredible. Very impressed. I mean, I can only imagine what it takes to kind of make that vocalization there. That was crazy. I can see why so many people maybe request this one on other reaction channels. I feel like it definitely took me by surprise when she busted that out. So I think it's sort of a fun thing to react to. It's like, oh, I'm gonna blindside them with this song to see how they react to that drop there. But yeah, it was really cool. I think the song was, even if you just take away the shock value, of that drop, it was still a very cohesive, very competent song. I think they did a great job here. So anyway, we're going to talk about it like we always do. For those of you new to the channel, coming here just to check out Jinjer Pisces, I do like to break down the lyrics. So we're going to talk about those lyrics. So, verse 1, step forward and meet a new sunrise. A coward is shivering inside. Today I'll be a friend of mine who swallows suffering with smile. I drew a different reality with unconditional loyalty. Ego hardly can be piqued because I'm selfless. So, obviously Pisces is like a zodiac sign. I don't really subscribe to zodiac or nothing like that, but apparently someone's saying that a known generalized characteristics of the Pisces zodiac are that they are very selfless people with very little ego. So I wonder if the song is written from the perspective of someone, of that particular zodiac sign, and they're just kind of naming traits and like, yeah, I'm totally a Pisces because it also is reminiscent of. I actually just thought of Nirvana. She eyes me like a Pisces when I'm weak, and so I wonder. Obviously, Nirvana doesn't have a stranglehold on zodiac signs, but like it just makes me wonder. Like again, as someone who doesn't really subscribe to the idea of zodiac signs and what have you, it leaves me scratching my head. Anyway. Scale armor ablaze, virgin innocence. One being brings life, another runs for death. Scale armor ablaze, virgin innocence. One being brings life, another runs for death. This to me lyrically is very reminiscent of like fantasy, right? Scale armor. I'm thinking like just a fantasy type thing. Pisces is a sign depicted as two fish, so I'm assuming the scales is the armor she's talking about on the sign. But to me, just having like my roots in just like fantasy and how much I love fantasy, I'm picturing like a badass like tiefling or something wearing scale armor. So no promises I ever give. Don't rely on me and I won't deceive. The beginning or the end you can't tell. When I wave my fin and shake my tail, I grew in different normality with unblameable morality. Hooks and nets are there for me, but I'm skittish. So it's interesting. I think she's kind of taking the idea of the fish, the Pisces, and sort of weaving it into the story of maybe her beliefs, her value system, and kind of using it to explain all that, while keeping sort of a metaphor of being like a fish with your scale armor. With when I wave my fin and shake my tail, I grew in different normality. So I think that's pretty interesting. Hooks and nets are there for me. So she's definitely carrying a metaphor throughout the song about sort of this comparison to a fish, right? While weaving in this idea of the zodiac sign. And so again, I think her belief system, her morality. This is my first encounter with this band, so I'm not entirely sure what their music writing process is like. But very interesting so far. I kind of like looking at the lyrics here. So scale armor blaze, virgin innocence. One being brings life, another runs for death. And so I wonder if Pisces is a two fish. I wonder if one of the fish symbolizes the bringing of life, and the other symbolizes maybe death. I really don't know. A Neptune's child shivering inside drowns in the liquid gold. So Neptune being like the god of the sea, right? So again, keeping with that metaphor, a Neptune's child shivering inside drowns in the liquid gold. Cherished his life to the underworld. Meet me flashing when winter cries. Pisces swimming through the river, all their life against the stream, searching for a hook to catch on and see their sunbeam. Then suffocate in painful tortures on cutting tables of callous men. Under a knife of handsome butchers, emeralds are ripped away, emeralds are ripped away, emeralds are ripped away. I assume that means like the fish's scales. And again, keeping that same metaphor, to me this outro is very interesting. Pisces swimming through the river, all their life against the stream. So I think maybe she sees herself, or maybe just the zodiac sign itself, as like this sort of against the grain type of person. This is the type of person who swims upstream, who kind of goes against the grain, searching for a hook to catch on and see their sunbeam. Then suffocate in painful tortures on cutting tables of callous men. So she's kind of saying like these, again, callous men will take something beautiful from its home essentially and butcher it. And so I wonder if that's maybe an idea of like a loss of innocence. Maybe that's how she sort of puts that into perspective. I think it's very interesting. And so emeralds are ripped away, taking what's beautiful about this person and sort of stripping it away. It could also to me be maybe a metaphor of even sort of like the music industry. You take this artist, this beautiful thing, and you sort of commercialize them. You strip away what made them beautiful. That might be looking too much into it, but I like the lyrics. I think they're very interesting. Again, as someone who doesn't really subscribe to the idea of zodiac signs and the influence that they supposedly have, to me this reads more as just fantasy, and I love fantasy, but I assume that they meant it more towards like the zodiac sign and the idea behind that. So I don't know. Regardless, I really enjoyed the lyrics. I give it 2 big thumbs up. As far as the instrumentation goes, a lot of great stuff happening here. Loved the bass playing throughout. A lot of really cool grooves the bassist was throwing down there. The drumming was great, subtle at times, but at other times they got some really cool drum fills in there that just sounded great. The drummer did a fantastic job. The guitar for me was very strong. You know, it started off with this like beautiful melody, these nice licks, and then man, they flipped the switch when that guitar went heavy. It went heavy, and I was so happy to hear it. You know, I love heavy music, so and I'm glad. You know, to be honest, I was expecting, like, when the song kind of started out, I was expecting the whole song to be sort of melodic like that and be very, like, almost chilled in a sense. And then, but then they hit the switch, man, and that heaviness kicked in. And I'm glad it did. Like, if the song would have just stayed a chill song throughout, fine. But I'm really glad they threw the heaviness in there, which of course is probably, you know, their signature style. But whatever, you know, I like the heaviness. I thought it was great. The guitar did a great job, and you see he like kicked his effects pedal or whatever. So it's like, you know, he goes from like this beautiful like melodic guitar to just this heaviness. I think it was two different guitars. I was more so paying attention to just listening to the music than I was watching the video. But regardless, it sounded great. The heaviness was great. And then the singer's voice, man, she blew me away. Again, at the beginning of the song, I'm like, wow, you know, very silky smooth voice. I love her singing style. This song is going to be really chill with her just leading the way vocally. And I was going to be cool with that. But then again, they flipped that switch, head into the heaviness, and she just starts screaming. I'm like, whoa! I haven't heard male vocalists scream and growl with that sort of intensity and that sort of deep voice, and she's out here just killing it, man. Again, I almost wouldn't believe it if I hadn't just seen it for myself. Like, and I'm glad that, you know, this is probably why they recommended the live version, because I feel like if I was just listening to a studio version, I would probably, honestly, I would have assumed that it was her singing, you know, I guess the verse, and then a male singer for like the screaming parts, right? So I'm glad I got to see the live version of her doing both parts. And man, to me, the part that blew me away was just how seamlessly she transitioned from again, the more silky melodic singing to the heavy, intense vocals. And man, the amount of vocal training and control she must have to be able to pull that off is astounding. So huge props to this band, vocally, instrumentally, 2 big thumbs up. Really enjoyed it. And then as far as the replay value, you know, I'm going to listen to this song again. This was a solid one. There's a lot of great stuff to enjoy here. I like the vocals, so that's one reason I would come back to this song. Really enjoyed the guitar work, another reason I would come back to this song. And then the bass and the drums were great. You know, I think the song was just well put together, well performed, well played. I had a great time listening to it. And again, I just like heavy music, and they brought the heaviness here. But, you know, as much as I like heavy music, I do like a little bit more of the melodic elements in my metal. So I'm glad that they gave it some time to breathe. It wasn't just a full 5 minutes of screaming and heavy instruments. You know, they gave it some melodic timing, and, you know, they threw in those melodic sections, which I really enjoyed. So a lot of great things to say about this song. It's definitely going to go on the playlist. I definitely want to hear it again. I give it 2 big thumbs up. Again, I can see why this is such a popular request on so many different reaction channels. And again, even though I'm basically being just like everybody else, you know, I enjoyed the song. So thank you for whoever requested this one. You know, I'm sure I'll get plenty more requests from this band after doing this song, so let them come. I'm excited to hear them. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, definitely go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. I haven't checked yet, but I assume they'll be on Spotify. If they are, I will put them in my Spotify playlist. It's in the description below. Has every single song I've heard so far on my channel. If you want to support me, all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, you know, like and subscribe and comment. All right, that's it from me. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day, spending it with me. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.